The drama series Gentleman Jack is based on the real life of Anne Lister, a 19th century Yorkshire landowner.
I love and only love the fair sex.
Her private life was discovered in secret diaries, revealing her loves, lusts, and heartbreaks.
Anne Lister, that's just been immortalised. How are you feeling about that?
Anne Lister is an inspiration to be visible, to be who you are. She was very modern, really.
The show, partly inspired by Jill Liddington's book Female Fortune, has introduced Anne's story to a global audience.
I'm all the way from North America. This is actually my 7th trip to Halifax.
Here we go, rehearsal and action!
Here we are. People didn't know they were looking for a protagonist like that, a hero like that, and I think that's why it's resonated with so many people, because there's no one like her on our screens.
When you write a show, you hope that you'll get good viewing figures, you hope people like it, but the response globally that we've had, this huge emotional response, you don't expect that when you write telly. You just think you're going to entertain people, so it's very good, and it's all because of Anne Lister.
As I left, she hung upon me and cried and sobbed aloud at parting, saying, "I hope we shall meet under happier circumstances." Well, said I to myself as I walked off, a pretty scene we have had.
In the 1800s, the expectation was for women to marry a man and have children. There was simply no concept of women having their own sexuality. So Anne Lister spent her life writing about her forbidden loves in her secret journals.
It was therapeutic for her to put down her heartbreaks and love affairs. I mean, when she can write something like, "I am neither man nor woman in society, how shall I manage?" You know, that is an existential dilemma for her in that day and age.
In the 1930s, when Anne's ancestral home became a museum, her hidden journals were found and donated to the local library. Over the next 50 years, historians studied them, but Anne's sexual exploits remained secret. Until local historian Helena Whitbread revealed all.
I wanted to try my hand at freelance writing. I looked round for something local, and I don't know why, but I just thought, what about this woman called Anne Lister? I got on the bus and I went down to the local archives, and there was this young man there, and I said to him, "I believe Anne Lister has some letters in the archives here." And then he said to me these few words that set me off. He said, "Did you know she kept a journal?" And I said, "These journals are written in code." And I thought, what would a woman living 200 years ago need to write in a secret code? And that triggered off intellectual curiosity, basically. I thought, she's got something to hide. It was a little while before I twigged on. I remember seeing a little phrase, and it said, "I think I will have to go to Russia and find myself a wife." And thought, so this is what she's hiding. Out of the shadows of history, you might say, came these wonderfully depicted people in her life, women that she was in love with. And slowly, as I worked through, all these wonderful characters emerged.
Anne Lister single-handedly ran her family estate near Halifax. She was also an intrepid traveller. In 1840, during a trip to Russia, Anne died from a fever, aged 49. She's buried here, in Halifax Minster. The exact location of her grave is now unknown, as her tombstone went missing some years after her death.
She was an amazing woman. She is a person who people in my community see as a real hero. She's someone we can look up to. She was filled with courage. She was filled with determination. She wanted to live her own life in the way that she firmly believed that God had created her to live. To find a place where she was interred here in the Minster is something that feels spiritually important to me and to thousands of women. And even more so to have a place that we can come to and know that she's here.
In March 2000, during renovations to the Minster, Anne's shattered tombstone was found under a raised platform by stonemason Andrew Barraclough.
They've had a big hammer and they've struck that, and that's what to form that type of a break.
That was a heck of a hit.
That's it, yeah, a big hammer.
Yeah.
And same there, so they've hit there and they've hit there.
Yeah.
The stone has been desecrated.
Yeah.
Call it what you want.
Yeah. Literally
within living memory, which is really, really sad.
Yeah.
She was a very prominent person in Halifax. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
You know, and anybody that was anybody
got it. Yeah.
Knew that she was who she was, and I feel she's not been treated as she should have been treated.
Yeah.
I say I've no axe to grind.
Right.
I just, as a person, I feel that she's not been treated in the right. Not been shown any respect.
You going up?
The second series of Gentleman Jack is underway. It's being filmed at Anne Lister's real home, Shibden Hall, just outside Halifax.
Right.
So you're heading off, you're staying there for your meal.
Oh, I thought I was going to.
I'm just really pleased that more people know about Anne Lister. I'm pleased that people are interested to know about Anne Lister now.
Yeah.
You know, she deserves to be much more famous than she has been.
And I think that is an incredible thing off the back of this show. It's now part of the history of Halifax and the country, but it is because of what you've done. And
Well, it's a
brought this show
unique
to life.
situation that a TV show has told a bit of history that people didn't know before.
Yeah.
You've taken the diary and not miss a beat. Like, you know, it's these characters aren't just kind of like thinly drawn. Like, you've gone so deep into every aspect of their relationship, which is beautiful.
Still and quiet now, please. Action.
Oh, how was your journey? Thanks for inviting me.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for the syrup.
Thank you.
I've had so many letters, I'm sure you guys have had so many more, from people saying I watched the show and was able to confront who I am and be comfortable with it.
And give a visual reference to their parents, to their friends, to say, look at this amazing woman, to go, oh, that's how I feel. It's okay to explore my gender in that way, sexuality in that way, and to be courageous with it.
Camera's going up.
I'll never play anyone else like her because she's theatrical, she's sensitive, she's vulnerable, she's charismatic, she's sexy, she's hard, she's vicious, she's cruel at times. I mean, what a gift.
That's why it's resonated with so many people, because there's no one like her on our screens, you know.
Like it?
I've spent a lot of my career feeling quite silly sometimes about being an actor. It's very easy to think I'm not really doing anything. That's why it's been so special being a part of this, because it really has impacted people's lives.
It's the first time I've written something that I think was important.
Yeah.
Actually